Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, get a little bit excited because we're now seeing even bigger and better PlayStation 5 Pro leaks. Now, as you guys probably know, the PlayStation 5 is still kind of pretty good, but the PS5 Pro is also coming out hopefully and ideally in the very near future. And obviously, as the PlayStation 5 is good enough, and it is a very well-made console, and I myself am very still happy I do have my own, the PS5 Pro is now seemingly getting even better, both internal and also kind of external improvements that we're seeing now in brand new leaks. So we're gonna go do a little bit of a kind of big quick recap and kind of discuss the fact that the PS5 Pro is getting better, even better than expected, and as well, I'm getting more excited for this console. So let me know in the comment section down below if you guys are going to plan on buying one. We are still waiting for the expected release date. A lot of things are still rumoring that it will be happening throughout this year, but we're still waiting for updates from official PlayStation sources, and of course we're waiting for it, so I'm excited. So let's go talk about the details. Subscribe if you guys are new, leave a like, your thoughts down below, follow the Twitter and Twitch, and let's dive into the video itself. So there's been quite a big amount of updates when it comes to the PS5. We had some initial rumors discussing that the CPU not going to be as big of an upgrade as most people are expecting, but it does have a chance to be somewhat overclocked. We're seeing brand new things such as a PlayStation super sampling, which is basically utilizing AI and machine learning to basically make the consoles better. We've also been seeing improvements on the GPU, a better SSD, a small sub SSD inside the console itself that's basically meant for the operating system. So if you guys have a nice SSD in your computer, your laptop, you kind of have the idea of it can turn on instantly and turn off instantly. It's a lot easier to go do. And a lot of other various things, which you guys want, we can kind of do a recap video in the near future of all the specs and everything we're looking for. But right now we're seeing a very intriguing text and tweet out here that Kepler has had a chance to go and showcase and highlight. We're going to do a talk about this one too, because we even saw the Reddit thread on it, and some people are kind of helping fine tune it. And I want to talk about this because there's a lot of rumors going on. There's a lot of rumors everywhere. But so far, I think everything's going pretty good. Some of the brand new ray tracing features are now coming with the GFX 12 or RDNA 4. Most, if not all of these, should also be included in the PS5 Pro 2. So two big things to go and know when it comes to the PS5 Pro technology. Number one is that the big push on the PS5 Pro is improving performance. Because they want to make sure the frame rate for games that are running on PlayStation native games are better as a requirement. They want to make sure that ray tracing as well as its own individual requirement, as we've kind of reported on before, of how to go and get that PS5 Pro stamp of approval or those special boxes in games. So when it comes to PS5 Pro, they want to have better frames. So a game moving from a consistent 30 or 40 or 50 frames to over 60 would be a yes. Ray tracing, as I mentioned, could be important for this video, is that's having more extra shadow effects, lighting effects, ocean effects, basically utilizing cool machine learning to go and make just the game look more cool, basically allowing you to do say for example, if I want to do this and you see there's a shadow above me, it's kind of having a chance to make this actually replicate in the game itself. So right now it seems like there's two major improvements. Number one, the actual internal specs of it, but as well also the fact that ray tracing itself will be able to be performing better on ray tracing as a whole. So there was a pretty big Reddit thread too over here on top of this saying that, well, as of right now, the PS5 primarily was based on the RDNA 3, will also be having some advanced ray tracing features from the unreleased upcoming technology on the RDNA 4 in regards now to ray tracing. Very, very cool and nifty stuff to go and see. So some of the people had a little bit more chance to go more deep depth into it, saying these features include double ray tracing intersect engine. So this is kind of just my understanding. I could be wrong, and we'll do more of a better deep dive, etc. But it kind of seems like they're having a chance to update the ray tracing engine. Now, you guys may not think ray tracing is a big deal, but in all honesty, I'd say it's probably one of the biggest aspects and improvements of gaming for the past, basically this generation. Ray tracing really does make the game feel more alive. It makes the game actually have extra benefits, and at the same time, it's very taxing. And that's the bigger deal. It's because since there's so many extra particles and basically imagine massive computing going on with the console itself, it's just a very taxing thing. And while the PS5 is a good console, It's same with the Xbox Series X. They're both trying to run ray tracing. It's also a $500 value box. Now, I'm not using that as an insulting term, but comparison to some GPUs that can cost $2,000 for the GPU alone for a PC, utilizing this ray tracing technology, it's going to be a value option regardless. It's not an insult. If anything, it's a compliment. It's very good. And they also have a chance to have the ray tracing instance node transform. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what that means. I can't lie to your faces, but it's cool. They have 64B RT nodes, and also ray tracing tri-pair optimization. Now, if you guys want me to do a little bit more of like a bigger deep dive, leave a comment down below, because I can understand the rough idea. Basically, it's like ray tracing is better. They're getting like individualized software to help utilize the ray tracing in these concepts. And as well, the hardware is also able to be helped and fine-tuned to make it better. So the improvement of specs on the GPU will be able to go utilize ray tracing more. And at the same time, ray tracing itself as a whole will be able to go be somewhat updated in layman's terms to be able to go run better on this hardware and basically make it better overall. They have the ray tracing tri-pair optimization. They changed flags encoded in barocentrics to simplify detection of procedural nodes. I'm assuming just based on all this like technology too as well, is saying it's just making everything better. Like it's just making the fine-tunedness and optimization of this overall better. And that's like, I think, kind of the point for consoles. Like if we look at most of like say the PS5, you could probably get a PC way better, but the price point in the like basically the optimization of the value of what you're getting for the internals, that's the important part. And that's kind of what they're saying right here, is the PS5 Pro will have better specs, yes, but also better software. And we've also seen this topic pretty heavily into the super sampling, like the PlayStation brand new AI super sampling basically technology. So once again, utilizing millions of different consoles to fine-tune the software to make it so it can optimize the best it possibly can to take advantage of all of these like basically internals with the GPU and CPU, etc. So even if it's a lower end than a computer, due to the fact that there's millions of informations and basically pulling everything together, they can fine-tune it and make it even better. I also do have a BHV footprint improvement. They have ray tracing support for OBB and instance node intersection. And as well, they also refer to the Pro's GPU as RDNA 3.5 due to its incorporation of RDNA4 features. So I'm going to let some of the people in the Reddit itself kind of go talk about it, saying like, hey, like we don't understand a word of this. What does this mean? And they're basically saying just better performance to graphics ratio, which is kind of what I've been saying before, where it's just making the whole entire console more optimized. So better specs with the GPU, able to run ray tracing better. And that also means that if it's running ray tracing better, which is a massive requirement for the PS5 Pro and even for Xbox 2, then with that one, that means it has more wiggle room to focus on computing into things such as like say render distance, into the overall graphics and fidelity programs, maintaining a consistent frame rate, or as well trying to utilize VRR, which is basically once again just like consistent frame rate, and making it run better. So this is kind of just like a little extra bonus of like, oh, hey, this is even better technology, which makes sense because if you ever want to try to fine tune and fine print something, a PS5 Pro #1 will be the perfect thing to test things out for the PS6. And that's in regards to like that PlayStation AI super sampling, like that pooling of data to probably utilize that on the PS6 as just like an emerging technology for the consoles. And as well also using like, as they mentioned, like this RDNA 3.5 to kind of use as a trial run and probably switch the whole entire RDNA 4 basically this integration onto the PS6 when it comes on out. There's a lot of like technical terms on this one too as well, but a lot of people are like kind of curious. Saying there's a 3, it's basically 2 to 4 times better ray tracing performance of the PS5 Pro, detailed in the dev documentation. So if there's actual improvements in how ray tracing is handled, people are curious on if there's gonna be a bump in terms of the internal specs, which there was, but as well also if it's going to just be better overall optimization of the internal software with ray tracing. So I've been trying to go push a lot as the main topic of this video. And it seems like both of these things are going to be happening when it comes to the PS5 Pro. And there's a few other new features and brand new updates that are basically now X-nayed out here, but I feel like it was a cool enough thing to focus that this one fine-tuned thing will make the games look a lot nicer, run a lot better, and I'm very excited for the PS5 Pro to come out so we can actually utilize this. So hopefully I explained this well. If not, I'm sorry. I could try to do a little better in a separate video. So subscribe. We'll have a few more PS5 Pro news because there's a lot of stuff to go cover. And make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Are you guys going to buy the console or not? Love to hear it down below.